Are you considering a move to the San Francisco Bay Area and thinking that San Francisco is either too scummy or gross or far away or maybe too expensive for you? Well, in today's video, we're talking about Concord, California and all of the pros that you need to consider if you want to move on over here and get closer to San Francisco. So if you're interested in Concord, stay tuned.
What's up, everyone? This is Rachel Capel here, realtor in the East Bay area. If you want to know all things San Francisco Bay Area related, this is the channel for you. Click the subscribe button, smash that like button to let us know you're loving these videos. And a big shout out to those people that have been reaching out with questions and asking us all kinds of stuff about the Bay. We love it, so keep them coming. We love helping people move and relocate to the Bay. So make sure to click the information down below to reach out to us, give us a call, shoot us a text, DM, email, whatever you feel comfortable. We got you covered when moving to the San Francisco Bay Area. All right, so let's get into this video. You're wondering about San Francisco. You've been enamored online and you've always wanted to live here, but you're not sure if San Francisco is the right place for you because of the nastiness that it's gotten to be, the homeless, the feces, the drugs, all these things that we can thank the leadership of our state for. You're wondering the outskirts of San Francisco might be a better place for you to go because skyrocketing rents and prices. Well, in today's video, we're going over Concord, California and the pros of living in Concord over San Francisco. So if you want to know that, you better stay tuned because we're going over it right now. Let's get to it. All right, so as a longtime resident of the San Francisco Bay Area, I've unfortunately had to see the ups and downs of this beautiful state and San Francisco. San Francisco used to be a beautiful, beautiful place, and it still is really beautiful. But now there is a lot of homeless and a lot of drugs, and it's not very safe, to be honest, there. So depending on where you are, always check out crimespot.org because it'll give you the stats of the neighborhoods, but it's sad that San Francisco has gotten so bad and the rents are outrageous and the prices are outrageous. So a lot of people are coming over to the neighboring cities, as I've talked about in many of my videos, checking out what they look like, what the scoop is on them, because they're number one, more affordable. That's our pro number one. Pro number one is that Concord, California is going to be more affordable. So many of the cities outside of San Francisco are obviously going to be more affordable, but Concord in specific is actually really affordable comparative to San Francisco, and it's really not that far. So an average home that you'll find here in Concord, California, based on last month's MLS statistics, is going to cost you about $835,000 for a single family residence. Now for a townhome, you're going to pay about $400,000 for a townhome. So comparative to San Francisco prices, this is literally probably a million, if not millions, less. And we'll go over the next coming pros, but pro number one is that it is going to be more affordable than San Francisco and other neighboring cities like Oakland. As you get closer to the city, all of the cities are going to be more expensive. They're going to be less than San Francisco because you have to commute into San Francisco, but they're going to be less, like Oakland, Berkeley, Emeryville. And as you kind of go down like the 24, Orinda, Lafayette, those towns are going to be more expensive. But Concord is a little bit further down, you know, heading into like towards Brentwood and Vallejo area, Benicia, but it's before then, but it's like kind of one of the last cities on the way out, exiting the East Bay. So pro number one is that Concord is going to be more affordable than San Francisco. All right, pro number two is that Concord actually has its own BART station. Now, if you're going to be heading into San Francisco for work, or maybe Oakland or different various places in the Bay Area, it's always nice to have the option of being able to take BART. You know, obviously, if you're working in San Francisco and you could take BART directly into San Francisco and just walk to your location, it's really, really handy. So if you're not able to take BART, you can commute, and it's not too far, Concord, from San Francisco. It's not a hop, skip, and a jump because it is one of the last cities on the 680 exiting out of the Bay Area. but the commute, depending on where you're working, is going to be relatively decent. It's not going to be super harsh. If you're commuting to San Francisco, it might be a little harsh, but like Concord actually is not that bad. You want to always time out your commute and expect, go on Waze.com and see how long, it's going to take you, and just maybe tack on an extra 15, 20 minutes anywhere in the Bay. So you have like an extra cushion if there's an accident or something. So I personally think that it's not that bad, but I don't commute that often, so it's all kind of relative. But number 2 is the fact that it has a BART station in the town, and the commute, is doable. It's not going from Brentwood to San Francisco. So there you have it, number 2, BART station, and traffic is not too bad. All right, number 3. Pro is that there are since Concord is actually really affordable in comparison to the rest of the Bay Area, a lot of companies are moving here. So we've had a plethora with the Veranda, the new shopping mall it's a few years old. We've had a ton of new restaurants coming into Concord. Like, a lot of businesses are kind of moving in here because they know it's a new spot that is affordable comparative to the rest of the Bay Area, and they're moving their companies over here. So there's a lot of different opportunities and job opportunities and companies that are coming in, and I'll do a little quick video to show you exactly which companies I'm talking about and what to keep an eye out for. So number 3 pro is a lot of companies are coming on over here and utilizing their money, and because it's affordable, to grow a business here.
All right, so this is what I'm talking about. If you go over to visit ConcordCalifornia.com, new year, new business, all the newest businesses in town. You can see here a lot of great restaurants are coming in. Puestos, awesome, love that. Ice Slice, Concord Tap House, Leisure Desserts, Shabuya, Silver Lake Ramen. Ooh, I love Silver Lake Ramen. Residual Sugar. These are all shops in the Veranda. And some coming soon, Co-Cups. Oh, I'm excited about that. Lots of really great restaurants and fitness you can see there, because, a lot of people are moving over here. So they want to entice those people with some great restaurants, because, people don't like cooking anymore these days. So you can go to visitconcord.com. There's also, these are the 20 best companies to work for in Concord. Cirrus, Bevmo Holdings, Westwood Elementary, Telstar Instruments, Check Care, Print Plus, Bay Alarm, Urgent Care Partners, Anka, Behavioral Health, Harris. You can kind of take a look at all these different companies that are coming in, and places that you could potentially work at.
All right, pro number 4 is Concord, California is relatively safe here. So now, like any city, there are going to be areas that are not going to be super safe. You always have to be mindful of that. And I would suggest checking out crimespot.org. But in general, Concord is actually a pretty good area, and it's pretty safe. I think there are some really, really, really great places of Concord that I've had clients buy homes in, and they love it. They've never had any kind of issues, so definitely check out crimespot.org. But in general, Concord is pretty safe. I mean, is there going to be homeless? 100%. You can't escape homeless in California. And even the most safest cities in the area, like Moraga, just got shut down for a police issue the other week. So you cannot escape crime anywhere. But in general, Concord is actually a pretty safe town. You just have to always be mindful of not leaving things in your car. I just don't ever do that. But it's not going to be like San Francisco. Like San Francisco is just, it's crazy these days, So I personally don't like going into San Francisco anymore, because I've had my car broken into 3 times there, and I'm just personally done. So I think, in my humble opinion, pro number 4 is that Concord, California is actually relatively safe. All right, pro number 5 is one of my favorites because I love shopping and dining out. Is there are some really good downtowns here. So there's going to be the Veranda, which is kind of the newer downtown, the main downtown, which I absolutely love. I think it's phenomenal. There are a ton of big stores. You've got Whole Foods, World Market, sorry about that, TJ Maxx, Old Navy, Sephora, Gap, Factory. There's gonna be a ton of like stores, plus there's also gonna be a lot of restaurants, and I really love like taking my kiddo there because he loves, we call it the Leaf Park. It's a little park where they kind of climb through this little jungle gym, and there's a bunch of kids, and mom and dads can sit on the sides and watch their kiddos and have fun. And I always like to get a boba over at Devil Angel and sit and let them have some fun. Or you can have ramen. There's Silver Lake Ramen. I think it's Silver Lake Ramen that's down there. And there is also an escape room, game room. And there's a new place called like the Selfie Room. I haven't been there yet. I think it just opened. So the veranda is actually a really cool, awesome downtown that you can hit up. And there's, like I said, a lot of restaurants. There's like a pub, I forget, it's really good. And there's crumble cookies and Texas de Brazil, which is all there. So lots of great date night places to go eat and just walk around and take the kiddos. And there's like water fountain. It's really good downtowns. And there's also Old Town Concord, which has the Todos, it's called like Todos Santos Park area, where you can go and have a picnic. I'm not a huge fan of this particular park. I think it's got some really good food. There's an amazing Indian restaurant that's down there. Oh my gosh, so good. And there's also Italian and a German restaurant too. Kind of old school and like, you know, more old school vibe than the veranda. Veranda is more all brand new shops and stores, but it's really cool. You could go down there, you know, go to like the pub, get a drink, and then sit in the park and have a picnic or whatever. I just find that when I've gone there before, there's like kind of some homeless there sometimes, so it's not where I would prefer to go with my little guy, just to avoid that whole scenario. So, but it's still got some great restaurants, and I highly recommend going down there to eat because, like I said, the Indian place is so good. Naan and Curry is actually the name of it. And there's a really good Italian place and AJ Fair, which is like, I think like it's like a German place. So my pro number 5 is that it's got two really good downtowns. All right, pro number 6 is that Concord actually has a really good farmer's market, and the farmer's market is located in Todos Santos Square, and I'll go over on the website where you can check it out. They've got some really good vendors, and like I said, Todos Santos is really nice because you could have a picnic, you can go to the farmer's market, eat lunch, and hang out. It's just something that's kind of nice. You have to be aware that there could potentially be some homeless there, you know. It is what it is, we can't escape it, but take a look at the farmer's market. It's really cute. I think it's something to check out because the other farmers markets in the area, they can get really congested and it can be kind of crazy, but I think Concord's is definitely one to check out. So number 6 is they have a great farmers market.
All right, so you can see here, this is the farmers market for Concord, pcfma.org, and it's located there at the Todos Santos Park I've been just talking about. And you can kind of see the farmers and producers here. You've got Cabalan Sweet and Savory, Diaz Farms, Delta Moon Soapworks. So a lot of cute little vendors. It's not going to be a massive farmers market, but you've got some cool barbecue, fine foods, Flatbread Queen, Papa's Dumplings, yum, I've had those, so good. Pet food truck, that's kind of cool, I haven't seen that. So I definitely recommend checking out the farmers market in Concord.
Okay, my pro number 7 is Concord has some really great places to check out, like Pixieland, Hurricane Harbor, and the Concord Pavilion. So if you are interested in doing some fun activities for kids in your family, or if you're just single and you want to hang out, Concord has some really great spots to go hang out. So let me kind of go over each one. Pixieland is a little tiny amusement park for little kids specifically. Like my son, we're having his birthday there, and it's great for kids probably under, I'd say 8 and below. I think it is actually a super cute little place. Like the littles will love it. It's a really cute little amusement park, and just who knew in this little town they'd have this cool little park. So Pixieland is a great draw. You also have Hurricane Harbor because the summers here get really hot in the East Bay. Hurricane Harbor is an awesome place. It's a water slide place where you can go and just do anything water related. And I think the kids, I mean, I know the kids love it, and they always have like ticket sales that you could do, like if you get a year-round pass, which I always suggest, because if you're gonna have kids, it's a great place to get out and just get in the water for a couple hours and go have some fun. So Hurricane Harbor, and then you have the Concord Pavilion, which is a smaller concert venue. It's not like Shoreline down in the San Jose area. It's a kind of a smaller venue up in the hills, and a lot of really cool, like old school artists will come and do performances here, and country concerts too. I've been to Luke Bryan there. I can't think Carrie Underwood. There's a few country concerts I've been to. I haven't been there in a while, but it's awesome. So Concord has a lot of stuff going on, and there's a lot of activities to be had here in Concord. So that is my number 7. The venues for activities in Concord are fantastic. Okay, so have I sold you on living in Concord, California and all the great things to do here? Well, it's definitely something to take into consideration if San Francisco is not going to be for you. So always reach out to us if you have questions. We've got the answers. That's why you need somebody like our team to be able to help you navigate the waters of this massive Bay Area. We know all the ins and outs and the great cities and what they have to offer. So reach out, check us out. Make sure to subscribe down below, click the like button, and ask us any questions, comment below. If you want to know something, we can definitely do a video on it, and we're happy to chat more. So until the next video, guys, thanks for hanging, and we look forward to helping you relocate or move to the Bay Area. Have a great week. See you in the next one. Bye.